Hello and welcome to Bull for round 4 of the 2014 West Wales Rally Spares R.A.C Championship. It's the Severn Valley Stages and the competition is really beginning to hot up. It's tight at the top. Richard Hill, Matt Edwards, Matty Robinson and Nick Elliott all vying for that crucial win that could see them jump many places up the leaderboard. Over the next hour and a half we'll bring you all the action from scrutineering the stages and then interviews with the winners. Stay right where you are. Ray, Hamsterley perhaps not the way you wanted it, but back on the wide open roads of Wales for the Severn Valley.
Yeah, we were all like, everybody said to me, yeah, we'll go to Hamsterley and see can we gather some points, but it did not turn out the way I wanted. Yeah, we had a bit of I was warned about it, told about it, everything, it got caught away. We got away very light in terms of damage. We had no damage and even time loss, super. So come back here, hopefully we'll have a much better day. The stages on the DVD look fabulous and I can't wait to get into them.
Ray says he's still tired from Rally Morocco, so hopefully he's a bit asleep this morning and we can get the fastest time on the first stage. Stages look amazing on the DVD, very quick, and there'll be again half a dozen people there and thereabouts, I think.
So it's usually a really good event. The stages look pretty good on the DVD. I think the only issue is just how much they might have dried up or not, given the amount of rain there's been last couple of weeks, and it's been dry 2 days, so a bit hard to judge for this first loop. We're playing it safe on the tyres.
Ross, they've managed to bring you back for another event.
Yeah, why not? We were away last week in Morocco, so we were doing a rally in Morocco for 7 days, so we got home on Monday and Frank decided he didn't want to do it, so he asked me did I want to do it again, and sure, why not? We had such good fun last time and a good result last time, so why not? A chance to beat Ray again.
The pressure's on, the secret's out now. None of this, I'm only used to rallying a Fiesta nonsense. You were mighty quick.
Yeah, I enjoyed the English first, so it's good to get a chance to come back.
Yeah, the pressure is on. I'm first on the road. There's so many quick guys behind, younger, and what a great entry overall. Fantastic historic entry. Yeah, being first on the road, number one, people do tip me, but there's 3 or 4 people behind. It could be any one of us really at the end of the day. A good clean run for anybody. Right tyres, right time. It's 3 or 4 in the hat, and whoever hooks up best is going to be first over the line.
Yeah, just behind the trees there is where I actually live, so no, it's close to home, but it's still just as stressful. You have to get everything right and sorted, so no, you can't relax and just think, oh, it's on my doorstep. You've got to be on the job these days.
It's going to be a really competitive event. We think we might have lost Matt in front of you, but Nick, Richard, Darren, yourself, there's plenty of winners.
Yeah, like me and my dad were just talking how anyone in the top 10 can win, and that's what makes it exciting. That's why we keep coming back. It'd be boring if you was just one person out in front all the time. It comes down to tenths of seconds as we saw last year.
I think it's going to be a tall order today. There's going to be a few of them wanting to go very well, and all we can do is try our best and see how we get on.
You're in a commanding championship position, you're still leading, but the thirds and fourths and seconds maybe aren't going to be good enough if someone like Nick puts together a bit of a run.
Yeah, Nick's, I would think, has got to be your best bet today. He knows these stages very well, and I think Jason will go very well, and Matt Edwards will be flying as well, so we'll see how we get on. All we can do, like I say, is try and do all we can.
Nice to be back in Wales, not that far to travel, and done a few of these stages before, so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. A bit nervous really for some reason today, I don't know why, but I'm more nervous than normal, but then again I just got to it's only a bit of fun in it and enjoyment, and have a bit of a chase with these other guys and see what we can do.
Julian, it's not the car we expected to see you out in, but nonetheless great to see you back.
Yeah, I'm really lucky to have the chance to drive some unusual cars, because the 131's a fabulous car, and I've driven this once last year, and it's a tremendous little thing, so yeah, looking forward to it.
I think you're the driver that we've seen with the biggest smile on your face. You can't wait to get going.
Yeah, that's it. I haven't rallied for 18 months or so it's nice to be back here.
Ben, great to see you registered for the championship in the Braces bred car.
Yeah, only just registered yesterday, because we weren't planning to do many of these events, but a couple of them have popped up now, so we'll get some experience in a historic escort and yeah, have fun.
It's a great event to do, the Severn Valley. The stages are so open and quick.
Yeah, well, I did the event last year and thoroughly enjoyed it, so back here again.
Tim, fantastic to see you out again, and once again doing the Clubman Challenge. How are you keeping this car running on just the 6 tyres?
I think last event wasn't too bad. End of the day, we had tyres well scrubbed. I think today we will probably struggle a lot more abrasive here, so this will be a struggle today, I think.
You were slightly in the lap of the gods when you elect to do it in terms of the conditions either play right into or right against you.
It will, yeah, and I think today's going to be one of them days, and we'll just see how it goes.
Tom, come on, be honest, are you sure you want to take it out there?
Well,
are you sure?
Everybody says that, but well, it was in the museum for a few years, but I think well, that wasn't what it was built for, so yeah, I definitely do want to take it out.
It's an absolute privilege to see it out on the stages and being driven as it was meant to be driven as well. It's not here for show, is it?
Well, I'm not sure about that. I think the guys that drove it in the day were a bit more talented than I am, but I tried my best.
Peter, fantastic to see you back.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Haven't been out since mid-Wales, where we had a problem with the engine, which is all sorted, so just looking forward to getting out again. The stages look good, weather looks great, so yeah, having fun.
It's a heck of a category, isn't it?
Oh yeah, we won't be anywhere near the front of this category. We'll be just out to have a bit of fun and just enjoy ourselves for the day. But I think the entry overall is just fantastic, especially the Cat 1s is phenomenal. I think it's 18 or 19.
Warren, you'll be looking to push David really, really hard once again.
Well, we're hoping to do. We've done a few modifications to the car. We've softened the back springs a bit to try and get a bit more traction. But yes, it's looking to be a good day. The stages look good, and there's quite a bit of competition in the class. So yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
Ernie, great to see you out doing the R.A.C. Championship.
Yeah, looking forward to these lovely forest stages. This is one of my favourite rallies, so lovely to be back with the Mark 1s and fighting with David Stokes and now Warren Philskirk and everything, Chris Brown. So let's see how the competition goes. It's always lovely to have a lot of people that we can have a good bit of camaraderie with.
Welcome to the Severn Valley Stages, and welcome to a surprise leader. Bob Gibbons takes the initiative over the opening 2 stages to lead Category 1. Co-driven by his son Dale, Bob is absolutely flying and is as spectacular as ever. Ray Cunningham is wringing all the power out of his Mini to keep up through Cricken and halfway. The Irishman lies second, 12 seconds down on the flying Cortina. In third are Peter Stimson and Mark Butler, up from Devon in their Ford Anglia. Peter is pushing hard through the Welsh forests to hold off the Lotus Cortina of Simon Wallace and Graham Ride. Wallace is 4th in Category 1, but not quite in the groove over the opening stages, and is half a minute down on Gibbons after the first 2 tests. Ian Beveridge and Paul Price swing the Volvo PV544 into 5th as one of the oldest cars on the rally. Ian is hunting down the Lotus Cortina of his good friend Simon Wallace in front and is just 2 seconds off after the opening 2 stages. Next through are Graham Waite and Jill Cotton in the Volvo Amazon. So often the pace setters this season, they are down in 6th and struggling with mechanical issues, including a broken engine mounting. Level with Waite after 2 stages is Irishman Ross Ford, co-driven by his brother Aaron. As a late replacement for Frank Cunningham, Ross will be looking to continue the good pace he showed on the Tour of Hamsterley. The Sunbeam Imp of Jeff Taylor and Steve Greenhill holds 8th and is revving hard as Jeff throws it around. A good, solid run over the opening 2 stages for Taylor sees him lead Class B1. Next along are Stephen Higgins and Don Brownfoot in the 2-stroke Saab 96. Higgins is an R.A.C. Championship regular, and what the car lacks in power, the crew makes up for in commitment. They love the downhill sections. The penultimate Category 1 crew is John Everard and Mark Sharpley in the wonderful Alfa Romeo Junior. It's been a year of challenges for John and the team, and on the basis of the opening stages, it could well continue. Rounding out our Category 1 runners are Callum Barney and Ron Channon. They are back in a reshelled Ford Cortina GT after rolling on the opening event of the season back in February. We'll be back with more action right after the break. Into Category 2 we go then, and it's the familiar white Escort Mark 1 of David Stokes and Guy Weaver which leads the way. Stokes knows he has stiff competition this weekend from some very quick crews, so he pushes hard over the opening stages. Second are Championship newcomers Ernie and Will Graham, the father and son crew with young Will on the notes. They have a real love for this event, and it's showing as they lie just 4 seconds behind Stokes after 2 stages. A further 19 seconds behind are Warren Philliskirk and Nigel Hutchinson. The Yorkshireman is once again building in confidence and will be looking to move up the leaderboard. Fourth, our husband and wife crew, Chris and Ali Cornwell Brown, in their successful Escort Mark 1. They have undoubtedly got good pace and will battle hard with Philliskirk. Whatever the result, Chris will always have a big smile on his face. Fifth is local crew Roger Matthews and Paul Morris in their Escort Mark 1. They won Category 2 on the opening round of the championship. Sitting just 5 seconds behind Brown after 2 stages, they are another crew looking to push hard as the day progresses. Eight seconds back in joint 6th overall and tied for the early lead in Class C3 are David Kirby and Chris Rickson in their Escort Mark 1. David is a real hard charger, and you can hear the engine working hard to push it on. Next is Peter Smith in the Opel Ascona, this time with Paul Spooner on the notes. In Class C3, they are chasing the escorts of Kirby and Nick Danks. Into Category 3, and Nick Elliott and Dave Price head the field early on. Elliott needs a win following the win for Matt Edwards on the Tour of Hamsterley if he's to climb to the top of the championship standings. However, Elliott will not need reminding. but he rolled out the last time he tackled these forests. Impressive newcomer Ben Llewellyn is pushing Elliott hard in second, with Paul Williams co-driving. Ben, son of former British rally champion Di, shows he knows how to throw an escort around, despite his pre-event modesty. Third are Richard Hill and Stephen Evans, and let's join them on board for the start of stage 2 in halfway.
4 right long, listen to hairpin left. 3 left, keep in. 4 right long, listen, hairpin left. Hairpin left here. Open, drop outside, keep in. 40. 2 left, keep in. The 6 left over bump. 40. 4 left, keep in. 4 left, keep in. 130. 6 right, continues for 150. And listen, tightens to 2 right. 6 right, continues for 150 and tightens to 2 right long. And to slot 2 right fast. Slot 2 right fast. 300 up the middle. 2 left long tightens. 2 left long tightens, don't cut. 60. 6 left long.
Hill is pushing very hard as he knows he needs a win to keep at the top of the championship leaderboard. Marion Evans and Iwan Jones sit in 4th early on. Evans is still very much learning his trade on the loose stuff, so more stage times like these are a real positive step. Fifth are Jason Pritchard and Phil Clark in their FIA specification and left-hand drive Escort Mark II. Pritchard lives just a few hundred metres from the start line of the rally, and his local knowledge helps him to lead Category K. There is a different car for Thomas Davis and Uric Davis in 6th after their regular Escort Mark II developed engine problems the day before the rally. They managed to quickly hire a replacement, and let's head on board and see how they can handle it.
60. Carry. Flat 2 right and fast 4 right long. Tightens over crest, keep in. 100, keep in and push it. 7 left cut into flat 2 right. 100. Flat 3 left in over crest, 140. Flat 2 left continues for 130, 300 straight. 6 right don't cut, narrows.
Considering it's a totally new car for Davis, 6th place after 2 stages is a very creditable performance. In 7th place overall are championship stalwarts Terry Brown and Den Golding. Brown is more than capable of a very good result, and things have clearly hooked up well in the red Mark II. Eighth are Gareth Lloyd and Ryland James in the ex-Roger Clark Escort Mark II from championship sponsors West Wales Rally Spares. Lloyd's commitment is unquestionable, as you can see by just how close he gets to these logs. In 9th are Suffolk crew Richard Lane and Frank Richer, although they would later drop time and slip out of contention. Heading Class D3 over the opening stages are Gareth Lewis and Dan Holly in their Pinto engine Ford Escort Mark II. It's a hugely impressive start from the Welsh pair. And next, our father and son crew, Phil and Chris Squires. Without his twin brother Mick, as he's rallying in Barbados this weekend, Phil has persuaded his son Chris to step into the co-driver's seat for his first ever rally. So look at the results after 2 stages then. Bob Gibbons leads Category 1 by 12 seconds from Ray Cunningham, followed by Peter Stimson, Simon Wallace and Ian Beveridge. Category 2 is led by David Stokes, and he holds a narrow advantage over Ernie Graham. Then it's a tight battle between Warren Philliskirk, Chris Brown and Roger Matthews. In Category 3, Nick Elliott leads from the hugely impressive debutant Bent Llewellyn. Richard Hill is in third and pushing hard, but he needs to watch out for the charge from Marion Evans and Jason Pritchard. Welcome back to the action, where it's all changed in Category 1. Ray Cunningham is now leading the way after Bob Gibbons goes off into a ditch. Second now are Simon Wallace and Graham Ride in the Lotus Cortina in the famous red and gold livery of Alan Mann Racing. Wallace pushes hard through stages 3 and 4 in Cricken North and Kefan to take back the time he lost earlier in the day. Third sit Peter Stimson and Mark Butler in their Anglia. Despite being down on power to the Cortina in front, they are nonetheless giving it their all and head Class B3 at the main service halt. Ian Beveridge and Paul Price are fourth, throwing the big Volvo around the stages as if it were an escort. Another man throwing a Volvo around well is Graham Waite, but the car is clearly not running at 100% for Waite to find himself so far off the pace. His problems prompted retirement back at Bilthwells at lunchtime. We'll be back with more action right after the break. On to Category 2, where David Stokes continues to lead the way. He knows these stages well, and his 40 years of experience and skill are a potent combination. However, keeping David more than honest is Ernie Graham. The Surrey-based Irishman loves the Severn Valley too, so don't expect this fight to be over just yet. Warren Philliskirk continues to run in third, not quite on the pace of League 2. Chris Brown has his sights firmly set on that third place as he pushes the car hard in Cricken North and Kefin before the route heads back to Bilthwells. The dry weather means the stages are getting increasingly dusty. And rounding out the top 5 is Roger Matthews. He's chasing Brown and Philliskirk ahead and completes an all-escort Mark I top 5. are some changes in Category 3 as well, but not at the top, as Nick Elliott extends his lead over the chasing pack to 9 seconds, with a big attack before the rally heads into service. Tied in second place after 4 stages are Richard Hill and Marion Evans. Hill is clearly pushing hard as he wants to win the event, but knows that Elliott will be very hard to beat. For Evans, it is fast becoming about challenging at the top rather than just building confidence. Ben Llewellyn pushes a little too hard in 3 and 4 and drops sometimes the top cruise. Nevertheless, it's a terrific morning's rallying for the young Welshman. Terry Brown jumps up 1 place to run in 5th ahead of Thomas Davis. Brown's style is very much one of sideways and full throttle, and it's paying off here in Wales. So then, as the crews head into service, let's take a look at the leaderboards. In the Walker Diecastings Category 1, it looks like this. Ray Cunningham from Simon Wallace, then Peter Stimson, Ian Beveridge and Graham Waite. The Capital Construction Category 2 has David Stokes leading from Ernie Graham, then Warren Philliskirk, the improving Chris Brown, and then Roger Matthews. And finally, the Rob Smith Rally in Category 3 is led by Nick Elliott, with Richard Hill and Marion Evans level behind him, followed by Ben Llewellyn and Terry Brown. Let's head back and join Ollie in service.
Yeah, it's happy, but I was kind of fearful of the fact that it's dry. I'd prefer if it was wet because I think I'd have a bigger advantage. But no, really, really enjoyed the first one. Had a really good cut. Second one just didn't seem to get into it as much. Still felt it was good. And then the other two, yeah, fine. Run a bit warm, but no issues so far with the car. Really, really nice stages. I'm just hoping they don't cut up too much.
Yeah. It's been stages are brilliant. I think maybe we've had too soft a tyre on because we've got none left, but the minis have gone very well, haven't they? And Bob Gibbons has just been outstandingly quick that he went off. So I just feel really sorry for him because he has gone amazingly well. Surprise package, really.
Bob, it's a cruel game, this, isn't it?
Yeah, indeed. We thought we would get at it on the first stage because Dale is always nagging me about being very slow out the blocks. We studied the DVD a lot, and I did get at it, and the second stage. And I suppose I was too quick on the third stage, and we went off. We dropped 4 minutes on the third stage. Thank God for the spectators that helped us, and they got us back on the road. So. Yeah, we had a goodish fourth stage then, only a second or two quicker than Ray, I think it was. So that was really good. But we're out of contention now, obviously, which is a bit of a bummer, as they say, isn't it? What more can I say, Ollie?
Nick, it's a good job you had a charge on the first 2 stages because people have come back fighting on the second 2.
Yeah, I thought they would. We hooked up better on the first 2 with the tyres, and the second 2 were a bit more scrappy, but kept it clean, smooth, and yeah, there's plenty of fast people there, so just did the best we could really, and grateful to be where we are.
I think in some ways they're all having a pop at each other behind you. You've got Marion 9 down, Richard 9 down, and then Ben Llewellyn absolutely flying 19 down, but he was right on your tail at one point.
He was. I mean, they're all quick guys, and there's nothing really in at the top. We're all pretty much on the same pace. It's whoever just gets the right lines and just makes a cleaner job of it. But I hate being first on the road. I'd rather be behind them so I can see their times, and then you can sort of gauge your day a bit more. At the front, you just got to do your best and think, right, if that's going to be good enough, or if you're behind, sometimes it's too late.
It was absolutely spot on through the first three, and then maybe a little bit of drop time in that fourth stage.
Yeah, we this morning we went well. We were quick out the blocks and got to grips with the car very well straight away. And then on I think it was stage 4, yeah, we came into a one right, and it was very slippy, a bit too fast, and we stalled, and we probably lost about 10 seconds there. So that's where our time went. Yeah.
You've pulled out a little bit from the guys behind you though, so I think 19 seconds, you're kind of the cut-off point for the top 4 to kick on really and challenge Nick.
Yeah, I think it's a comfortable place. I think this afternoon we won't try and push too much and just enjoy the second half, really.
Marion, we said that the speed would come, and it really has come on this, just 9 seconds behind and tied with Richard.
Yeah, I'm happy with that, obviously. What can I say? Just try and turn it up a bit now on it and see how we get on this afternoon. I shouldn't do that, I suppose, but I should stay where I am and be happy, but never happy until you have a bit of fun and have a crack with these lads and try and get them. But I'm okay. I'm a bit peed with one of them because I half spun on the hairpin right. It was I came into it a bit too hot, I think, and I just misjudged the slippiness in there, and I half spun. Didn't lose much, a few seconds, but shouldn't have done it. But there we are. Everybody's got something to grumble about. So no, apart from that, I'm happy to be playing with Richard in front. Yeah, that's good.
I suppose your kind of mode in rallying thus far has been building the pace throughout the event, so it must be nice to see that you were on the pace and getting quicker so soon.
Well, what I'm looking for maybe is everybody, I suppose, can pull a stage out every now and again and match the veterans, but to do it every stage is the thing. That's the hard bit. I find is with any level of motorsport, whether it's WRC or Formula 1 or whatever, but to do it every single stage, that's a trick, and keep the mistakes to a minimal. That's what I'm trying to work on and try and build it for next year.
You're only 9 seconds down and bang on the pace.
Yeah, it's not been too bad this loop. I was a bit steady through halfway, but found that a bit tricky in there. But all the other stages, lovely stages down here, and I'm well happy to be 9 seconds off of Nick in Wales, as he knows the stages so well.
There's 4 of you that appear to have pulled out a little bit of a group from the rest. I think it's getting into the 30 and 40 second gap after yourself, Ben, Nick and Marion.
Yeah, it is. It's tight at the top, but that's what makes it fun.
And the quality of the stages sounds absolutely top notch. People are saying they can really get into a groove on them.
Yeah, they're really lovely stages down here. It's totally different from doing Hampstead to this. It's real lovely flowing, proper Welsh stages.
We said we'd find you some competition, and by have we, Ernie Graham's pushing you hard.
Did you find him then? I found him years ago. I know when Ernie gets here we got to fight, but we always fight. We always have. There's only a second in it either way. And there always will be, there always has been. We're very similar. I'm just... he's very, very quick. Very, very fast. He's smoother than me, or usually.
And have you got more to give though? Can you push harder?
We're going to have to, aren't we? We got 3 seconds. That's not quite enough. Can't relax at 3 seconds, can you? We got to nail it this afternoon. Yeah, I take it he's registered. Yeah, that's it. We got to nail it then.
Ernie, you come in here and you're in danger of spoiling everybody's party.
Well, I don't know. David Stokes is still spoiling my party a little bit, so it's really, really close with him. Only 3 seconds in it now. He and I always are very close up around these parts, and another lovely day, and we're really enjoying sparring with him.
It's a very, very, very quick pace at the front, but you've jumped straight back into it.
Yeah, well, it's one of my favourite rallies, and we know the roads pretty well up around here, but I think spurred on with the competition, we don't want to be too far back.
I guess the case now, do you push on? Do you push as hard as you possibly can and risk maybe having a little moment?
Well, we have to. I mean, we cannot let David Stokes beat us, can we?
Warren, the arrival of Ernie Graham sort of spoilt the party a little bit, hasn't it?
Yes, no, it's all good for the competition. No, he's going very well. Is it just a couple behind David Stokes? Yes, and we're 40 odd behind, but I'm pleased with the car. It's handling better. We're getting a bit more confidence. So we'll just have to up our game a bit and see what we can do.
I think if you do the same as you did on Hampstead, if you grow with the car and get the confidence through the stages, you'll be fine. You can push on a bit.
That's right. We have been pushing on quite a bit harder this morning than Hampstead. But yeah, David and Ernie's going very, very well. But we'll see. We'll give them a push this afternoon.
Back on the stages then, and Ray Cunningham continues to show the way in Category 1. Cunningham will also score valuable points towards the Oldham Automotive Mini and Imp Cup Challenge here. Simon Wallace remains in second. Interestingly, he beats Cunningham through stage 5, Crookham South, by almost 6 seconds, showing this fight is not over yet. Peter Stimson continues to drift and slide his Anglia into third with a mighty performance in this low-budget rally car. Stimson has previously admitted to having trouble keeping the car in a straight line, so this speed is impressive. Ian Beveridge stays in fourth, and through stage 5 in Crookham, he pushes the likes of Wallace and Stimson hard, but it's not enough to move him up the leaderboard. Bob Gibbons is down in 5th. After a flying start, his off on Crookham North means he's in no man's land. Despite this, he sets the fastest Category 1 time through both stages 5 and 6 to demonstrate what might have been. Sixth in the category, and now leading Class B1, are Stephen Higgins and Don Bramfoot. The Maxman certainly gets the most out of the little Saab, taking every ounce of oomph it has to give. Jeff Taylor drops a place into 7th in the category, and behind Higgins in Class B1. John Everard is 8th in the Alpha. John is a huge supporter of the championship and a Category 1 regular. Before the rally, he caught up with Ollie.
John, it's a beautiful, beautiful machine. Is it worth the hassle that sometimes we see from it?
On a Friday night when she decides to go wrong, no. But the rest of the time, she's as good as gold. The spectators love her, and if I ever get it to handle properly, and it won't be for the lack of trying, she will be brilliant. She should be better this event. We've finally got narrow tyres. As a race car, they were very, very successful. As a rally car, in the 60s, they won the Alps, they won the Monte. But how they were set up and how they were done, I cannot find. So 18 sets of springs later, numerous hours of scratching my head, we're getting there. And like I say, she's loads of fun. So we're going to be building a new one soon. This one actually may be sold, but we're quietly confident. It needs a proper driver.
There's got to be an opportunity to get a team of Alfettas out.
It would be, but we don't want to frighten these escorts, so you know we'll stick to just one or two of us.
It is genuinely, I think, along sort of with the Sunbeam of Owen, it's one of the cars that people talk about. You know, they see it. I think the colour and the beauty of it. I mean, Alfa never made an ugly looking car, did they?
No. She's affectionately known as the Italian Stallion, and she's just loads of fun. And as a rally car goes, very cheap to rally. It's not. You know, we never wear tyres out. We want to wear them out, it just won't at the moment, but we're getting there slowly but surely.
It's been a development project, hasn't it, from start to finish? That's where you perhaps miss out. People have carried on with some of the other cars that you're up against developing over the period.
Development, I would say, more of a mission. It's just fun. At the end of the day, we love rallying it. The R.A.C, which are doing this championship, are absolutely superb. The setups are great. The marshals out there, absolutely fantastic. It really is. I just wish I could afford to do it 20 years ago. But you know, the whole setup, everything to do with the whole thing, really works well, and it's an honour to be in it.
You're not just in it as a competitor though, you are involved with a little bit of the other things sort of behind the scenes with the championship. It must be great to see so many entries and such a variety of cars.
Yeah, it's fantastic. In this event today there's 20 Category 1s. Well, the first event we did, Category 1, I think there was 6. So it just shows you the amount of people who are taking an interest, and it's lovely to see Don't get me wrong, an Escort is a beautiful thing, but 70 in a row starts to get a bit boring. But it's lovely to see the massive range in Category 1, from the Imps to the Minis to the Cortinas, the Escorts, the Porsches. It's absolutely superb. And like I say, the champion, well, I think it's an answer to the championship, how well it's run by the amount of cars that are in, like 20 today.
Back with the action. And on the stages, rounding out our Category 1 runners are Callum Barney and Ron Channon in the Cortina GT. There is a big change at the top of Category 2. Ernie and Will Graham seize their chance and take the lead from David Stokes and Guy Weaver in Cricken South. They have to hold on for 2 more stages to claim a big win. Stokes and Weaver are second for now, but will be sure to fight all the way to the end of the 8th and final stage. Warren Phillisker is now tied for third with Chris Brown. It's turning into one heck of a battle, and neither crew will want to back down. The similarly liveried car of Chris Brown is absolutely flying. The Kent driver has really got into the groove over the last 2 stages and is on for a podium finish. Roger Matthews is still 5th and somewhat in no man's land, far enough behind Brown to make catching him unlikely, and far enough ahead of anyone else not to get caught. 6th in Category 2 and leading Class C3 are Nick Danks and Martin Corbett, having a very impressive run in the Welsh stages. The Ascona of Peter Smith is running well in 7th in Category 2 and 2nd in Class C3 now that David Kirby has gone out of the rally with a gentle roll in the Keffin stage. Just behind Simon Pickering and Colin Jenkins in Class C3 are Phil Jobson and Arwell Jenkins in the Escort Mark 1, made famous in the 1970s by Noel Edmonds. Just behind Jobson are Peter Edgerton and Alan Cook in their Pinto-powered Escort Mark 1. Stuart and Linda Carris are leading Class C2 in their Escort Mark 1. Rallying on a tight budget, the husband and wife crew are still having lots of fun. Next is Paul May in his 1600cc Escort Mark 1, with his son Daniel on the notes. And rounding out our Category 2 runners is Ian Drummond, making a welcome return to competition in his Escort Mark 1, with Hugh Kent alongside. On to Category 3 we go, and Nick Elliott cements his place at the top of the standings with an impressive charge through Stage 5, Cricken South, and then a solid run in Stage 6, a rerun of halfway. Elliott's commitment is clear for all to see. He's setting the overall pace and is also leading this round of Jeff Jones Motorsport Welsh Challenge. Richard Hill will not give up on his chance to win this event though, and is only 12 seconds behind Elliott after 6 of the 8 stages. Hill is pushing ever harder in an attempt to catch Elliott, but the leader stays tantalisingly out of reach. Marion Evans slides his way into 3rd place, only 2 seconds behind Hill and Elliott, impressing with his consistently quick pace. Speaking of impressing, Ben Llewellyn is now absolutely flying. He matches the quickest times on stages 5 and 6 to stay within 20 seconds of the leader. Veteran rally driver Terry Brown is also pushing hard in 5th over stages he knows well. He drops just 3 seconds in stage 6 to the leaders, showing just how impressive his pace is. Jason Pritchard is in 6th and leading Category K. He sets the fastest time overall on stage 6 to begin to reel in Terry Brown ahead of him and keep Thomas Davis behind him in 7th. Gareth Lloyd is running well in 8th, having worked on his route notes with the respected Julian Reynolds. Owen Murphy is having a tough time in the Lotus Sunbeam down in 9th, but the front-running pace of the car and driver is clear to see. 10th are Phil and Chris Squires, as Phil looks to maintain his unsurpassed finishing record in the R.A.C. Rally Championship. The impressive Tim Freeman and Paul Wakely are in 11th, showing what can be done with just 6 tyres. They are being pushed by James Potter and Bob Duck in 12th, another crew contesting the Coombe Clubman's Challenge. Next up in Category 3 are our first D3 class crew of Adrian Young and Gwynfor Jones. 14th at this stage are Neil Williams and Dale Bowen. 15th, and entertaining the crowd, are Jonathan Brace and Tim Samuel in an escort hired from Rally Extreme for one of Jonathan's favourite rallies. Second of the Pinto-powered crews in Class D3 is Ben Friend and Sean Kennedy. Friend is being pushed by Mike Reed and Joe Sturdy, who are third in Class D3 in their Escort Mark II. Meanwhile, Scotsman Tom Coftree and co-driver Calvin Coolidge are having a good run to hold second place in Category K after the escort of Darren Moon hit electrical problems. Next are Paul Fry and Mike Steele in their Class D3 escort. Battling with Fry in Class D3 are John Baker and Sayin John, and they are having a good day's rallying. James State and Mike Harris were going well in their Talbot Sunbeam Lotus to run second in Class D4. However, Richard Lane has problems that drop him to the back of the Class D5 runners. In Class D2, Graham Thatcher and Robert James are going well and having a great battle with Keith Davison and Henry Richardson in their respective Hillman and Chrysler Avengers. Rounding out the Class D2 runners were Dave Hopkins and Tony Vart in their 1600cc Talbot Sunbeam. So then, let's take a look at the results with just 2 stages remaining in Cricken Main and Kefan. Ray Cunningham leads Category 1 from Simon Wallace, Peter Stimson is third, then come Ian Beveridge and Bob Gibbons. Category 2 is led by Ernie Graham, with David Stokes close behind. Warren Philliskirk is third with Chris Brown and Roger Matthews rounding out the top 5. In Category 3, it's Nick Elliott from Richard Hill, then Marion Evans, Ben Llewellyn and Terry Brown. So then, in reverse order, our Category 1 looks like this. Callum Barney comes home second in Class B3. John Everard ends the rally in his JD Garage Equipment Alpha third in Class B4. Second in Class B1 is the Saab 96 of Stephen Higgins. With Jeff Taylor an impressive fifth in category and first in Class B1, it's a good run in the Little Imp and good points in the Oldham Automotive Mini and Imp Cup. Fourth in the category and first in Class B3, and wondering what might have been, is Bob Gibbons. He led Category 1 early on and set fastest stage times throughout the day, but lost too much time off the road in Stage 3. Third in the category and second in Class B4 goes to Ian Beveridge and Paul Price. It's a brilliant run from the Volvo crew, who hooked up both luck and pace to deliver them a good result. Second in Category 1, and the bridesmaids once again are Simon Wallace and Graham Ride, although they also win Class B4. They've had a consistent pace all day that was just not quite good enough to catch Ray Cunningham. Ray Cunningham leads the Category 1 field home with another impressive victory. The Irishman took his chance when Gibbons went off and never looked back, setting a quick pace that the rest of the field just couldn't cope with. Category 2 then. Ian Drummond ends a good day's rallying with a strong finish in Class C3. He's making a steady return to rallying, and on this display there is plenty more to come. Stewart and Linda Carris claim a fine Class 2 victory in their 1600cc Escort Mark 1. The Yorkshire crew has had a good day in the Welsh sun and set some competitive class times to boot. Fourth in Class C3 goes to Peter Edgerton and Alan Cook. It's a little while since Peter has been in the Escort, so he's had a day to play himself back in. Third in C3 and half a minute up on Edgerton are Phil Jobson and Arwill Jenkins. It's an efficient day's rallying from the crew, who seem to go about their business with no fuss, just a good pace. Second in Class C3 are Peter Smith and Paul Spooner. Olly caught up with Peter a little earlier in the day.
Peter, another event, and it's been a fantastic season for the R.A.C. Championship.
Yeah, looking forward to this one. I think it'll be a good event. A lot of competition out there tomorrow. That's a very good entry.
The entries are just getting better and better and better. Category 2 growing, Category 1 phenomenal,
Yeah.
and obviously the very quick lads at the front of Category 3.
Yeah, well, I mean, that was the intention of the championship, is that we wanted to give value for money, and we managed to achieve that, and the consequence of that is we're getting good interest.
Now, obviously from a competitor point of view, you absolutely love it. From a corporate point of view, it's great to see the Swift Group sponsoring the championship and a number of the drivers.
Well, yeah, I mean, over the years, we've been involved with various forms of motorsport. I mean, imagine caravans and motorhomes go hand in hand, whether it be circuit racing or rallying, and we've always been supplying motorhomes and caravans to the motorsport world. So, and a lot of the marshals, have got caravans, so it's logical, really.
It's not just the sponsorship though. There is a sort of a sense and a spirit you get of giving a little bit back. You're looking after the guys like Matt Ashlights, I know is someone who you've looked after, giving them a chance.
Well, yeah, I mean, I remember when I first started road rallying. I went road rallying because I couldn't afford to go stage rallying, but I can remember being helped out by the local garage and just people chipping in here, there and everywhere. Maybe give me some spotlights or just give me a bit of petrol money, and I remember that, and I'm fortunate to be in a situation where I can afford to just help one or two people, as and when my choice as to who it is, and if it enables them to go rallying, then I get a kick out of that.
It kind of comes full circle back to what we said at the very beginning. It's the stewardship of historic motorsport, and that's what this championship's done. It's taken historic motorsport under its wing, and it's looking out for it for a long-term future.
Yeah, I mean, that's the intention, and obviously it'll go from strength to strength, and Colin Heppenstall is doing a great job, and you've got Simon Wallace and Alan Walker behind him, all doing a really, really good job, and we know what the competitor wants, because we are competitors.
Back to the action, and winners in Class C3 by 18 seconds are Nick Danks and Martin Corbett. It's another good result on their debut event in the R.A.C. Championship. Roger Matthews moves into 4th overall in Category C5 as we lose Warren Philliskirk with a roll near the end of the rally. There is no shortage of sideways fun from Matthews, but not quite the pace of the crews in front. Chris Brown takes 3rd in Category 2. His style of foot to the floor nets him a great podium finish after a couple of early season retirements. Second in Category 2 are David Stokes and Guy Weaver. They push very, very hard on the final 2 stages, but it's not enough, and on this occasion they have to settle as runners-up. But it's a fantastic result for Ernie and Will Graham as they take Category 2 honours. They seized the lead on Stage 4 and never looked back, showing just how quick they are in a Mark 1 Escort. Over to Category 3 then, and in 10th are Phil and Chris Squires, which is a brilliant result on Chris's rallying debut. James Potter and Bob Duck bring their car home in an impressive 9th to top the Kumho Clubman's Challenge after Tim Freeman went out with a broken diff. Owen Murphy ends the day in 8th and first in Class D4, frustrated with the car which for some reason didn't play ball today. Gareth Lloyd comes home in a fine 7th. It's a great result for the Welshman, who is a fantastic supporter of the R.A.C. Championship. Thomas Davis brings his borrowed car home in 6th. It's a competitive run, considering he must have been desperate not to have an off. Category K victors are Jason Pritchard and Phil Clark. It's more seat time for the pair in what they freely admit is a development season. Fourth overall in Category 3 are Terry Brown and Den Golding. Despite this stall, it's a fantastic result for the pair. Ben Llewellyn is arguably the star driver of the day, bringing his car home in third. The hugely impressive youngster shows his potential here and gives more experienced crews a real scare. Richard Hill settles for second place on the Severn Valley, pleased to only be 13 seconds behind Elliott over the Welsh stages. It's a result that sees him lose the championship lead, but only by a single point to Elliott. Nick Elliott and Dave Price show they are so at home on the Welsh stages to take a Category 3 and overall Severn Valley win. Elliott loves these stages and never looked back after taking the lead early on. So here are the final results. Ray Cunningham wins Category 1 from Simon Wallace, with Ian Beveridge an impressive third. Bob Gibbons is fourth, with Jeff Taylor in fifth. Category 2 has a new winner, as Ernie Graham leads home David Stokes, with Chris Brown and Roger Matthews in third and fourth, with Class C3 winner Nick Danks in fifth. Category 3 looks like this. Nick Elliott wins from Richard Hill and the impressive Ben Llewellyn. Terry Brown is fourth, while Jason Pritchard wins Category K. Time to take a quick look at how the R.A.C. Open category got on. Claiming the win are brothers Simon and Alistair Crook in their fabulous Opel Manta. Second are Leighton Waters and Kevin Bocott in their spectacular Toyota Starlet. Third goes to Barry Stevenson Wheeler and John Pickavance in their Mark II Escort. With brothers Neil and Simon Dwyer in fourth. And in fifth are Alan and Liam Carfrey. So here is a reminder of our Open results. Well, after a long day's rallying, the excitement is too much to handle for some. With that in mind, it's goodbye from me and hello to Ollie with the winners back at service.
Ray, a very happy birthday and a fantastic Category 1 win.
Thank you very much. It's a good day that you win a rally on your birthday. Yeah, cracking. Absolutely. I was looking forward to them going out this morning. Really nice stages to drive. A bit nervous that they'd cut up in the afternoon, but no, they did a little bit, but still, the fast stuff in there, you can just let it flow through. It's a fantastic day. Wasn't too bad for us. The fact the car went very well, apart from we lost second gear on the last two. Had a problem with the lever, out of service, got it sorted on the road section, but I think we had done a bit of damage to second. But yeah, no, Simon pushed us all day. Andrew on the notes. First time I've been with Andrew, an absolutely top job. Brilliant.
Is it a new dream team? Was it a pleasure to sit in with him?
It was a pleasure. First time with Ray and first time ever in a Mini, and I really enjoyed it, and certainly a Mini's as sideways as a Mark II sometimes, so it was good fun, really good fun, yeah, and a good drive. And we had our problems this afternoon, no second gear, had to drive round that a bit, and he was quite smart to do that, so very enjoyable rally now. Excellent, yeah.
Suppose the pressure's back on you, back the man with the target on your back, aren't you?
Yeah, this is the trouble, you see. I showed my card at the first one, then I did it again the second one. Hamsterley didn't go as planned, but here we are. No, my plan was here to come with, you know, maximum points with the Mini Cup, and anything after that or any sort of a category thing was going to be a bonus. So yeah, no, really enjoyed it.
Simon, once again, second in category
bridesmaid. Always the bridesmaid. Yeah, I think we should have been third because Bob Gibbons has been absolutely fantastic today. It's just a shame he went off on 3 or something. But I think he'd have won by 20 seconds or something. We couldn't match him. I think he's beaten us on nearly every stage. So fantastic. So it just shows how competitive Cat 1's getting. Ray, congratulations, Ray. He's done well. But there's probably now. I said to you, there's half a dozen people who could win, and that's without a doubt. Shame there's a bit of carnage. There's a few dropped out, but great event. Worthy of the champion, worthy to be included in the championship, and it's run to clockwork, and the stages have been good. Could just do with 100 cars, you know.
Ian, a fantastic third in category 1.
Yeah, pleased with that. We had a fairly good day. Dry weather seems to suit us. We had a bit of overheating problem between the last couple of stages, but we managed to scrounge enough water and enough people peed in the radiator to keep us going. So finally we're here, yeah.
It was a real battle of the Volvos, looking at the timesheets, yourself and Graham Waite having a bit of a ding-dong battle.
Yeah, I'm particularly aware of that, but I think Graham was carrying a problem with his engine mounting or something. But yeah, it kept us on our toes and gave him a bit of interest to try and catch us up. But he had to pull out at halfway, unfortunately. So yeah, but otherwise it would have been a good afternoon, yeah.
And after disappointment on Hamsterley of retiring, it must be nice to show that the car, it's back to being its reliable best.
Yeah, exactly. It's nice to see it. Nice to get the car to the finish, and it's nice to know that we're a bit closer to being on the pace to everybody else again. So yeah, no, it's good. Been a good day.
Ernie, not bad on your R.A.C. debut.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this rally. It's one of my favourites. We've had some brilliant battles with particularly David Stokes over the years, and today was another really close one, and I'm pleased to say we pushed really hard this afternoon. We got him, so that was really great to do that.
It's not just a really hard push, it's an absolutely unbelievable charge that you've taken a lot of time out of him.
Yeah, a few of those stages that we now know pretty well, and I think we're probably better on the faster bits, so we carried some, I think, reasonably good speeds through that. The Nigeria bits, he's usually up on me, but there's enough fast bits, so we got him by quite a few seconds, so it was really lovely.
I think, with no disrespect to you, I probably know you as a Mark II driver from previous things we've done together, but in the Mark I you've come out and really excelled, probably got a better result than you would have done in the Mark II.
Yeah, well, I love the Mark I. We've had that car now for, 13 years, so we're well used to it, and we've had many battles with Dave and his Mark I over the years, so lovely to have exactly the same machinery, and it is just down to the driver.
Nick, congratulations, category 3 win and overall win.
Yeah, it's been a tough day. I've enjoyed the stages, but it's been a real battle all day. Everybody else has been on a good pace, pushing us all the way, and to get here, you know, with a good undamaged car ready for the next one, with a win for the championship to strengthen our position, is a great day. So I'm very pleased, and everything went according to plan, really.
It's not quite an undamaged car though, is it? Bit of drama on the last stage.
Bit of drama on the last stage. I didn't know what I was doing on the last stage. I thought, am I pushing, am I going easy? And before we knew it, we were off the road, and I tried to get going again, and then we went off again, and I thought, if this stage is much longer, I'm going to throw it away. But thankfully we then hooked up, and you know, it was soon the flag, so we were glad to get over the flag, and thought, right, yeah, we just about held it. So yeah, a little bit of a scare on the last stage, driving like a fool, but in the end we got there.
Ben, congratulations, third in category 3 and third overall. Some of these old boys are starting to wonder what's going on.
Yeah, well, it's starting to nip at the heels a little bit now, but it's great to have the second time out in this car and have that result is, well, can't get better really. Yeah.
The stages looked absolutely phenomenal and must have suited someone like yourself to grab the car by the scruff of the neck and give it some.
Yeah, well, we had a few hairy moments coming into some tight corners, but I managed to keep it on the road, and we're here at the finish.
It's a score that shows that in this championship you could really do some serious damage. Are we going to expect to see you out in a few more rounds?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, we'll just have to see what events I'm available for. Yeah, but it's really got the bug for it now, so you'll surely see me around.
Richard, we've let you get changed and cool down after a hard but satisfying day's rallying.
Yeah, it's been a hard day today. Trying to keep up with Mr. Elliott isn't an easy thing to do.
Well, he absolutely stormed the stages. I think people were trying to catch him all day, weren't they?
Yeah, trying, but with no success. He's been going very well, but I always expected him to go well in these stages down here, and I didn't think I'd be as close as I was, so I'm more than happy with how we've got on today.
I know we were talking earlier about wins being needed for the championship, but a second place will probably keep you at the top. It'll mean that you can look at the DMAC stages and see what you can do there.
Yeah, that's it. We've got a second is... I was more than happy. I'd have signed up for a second at the start of the rally, like I say, with what field there was. It's a shame Merion dropped out, because we did like another stage after service and equalled each other, so we were still equal on times, and then I think we nipped him, took 2 out of him, and then going into another stage. But yeah, and with Nick, it's been he just took most of his time out of me in the second stage this morning, and for some reason I just didn't get on well in that, and it's been very tough today, and thoroughly enjoyed it.
I think looking forward for the rest of the championship, it's only going to get tougher for everyone, because Matt Edwards didn't even do the rally, unfortunately. Matthew Robinson never entered, so there are 2 guys there that are normally right up there mixing it with you. Merion's getting quicker and quicker. Owen's had problems. It's going to get tight at the top.
Oh yeah, it is going to get tight. I'm going to have to see if I can fight for a win on the next one, because that's what I really need to keep my championship hopes alive. So we've just got to do what we can and see how we get on.
Well, don't say we never give you drama here on the West Wales Rally Spares R.A.C Championship. Merion Evans slides off on the last stage. Richard Hill pushes hard, but it's Nick Elliott who holds his own to take maximum championship points and charge up that leaderboard. We'll be back out on the DMAC Carlisle stages to find out whether or not he can hold his nerve once again. But until then, good night.